Alright, so I'm going to show how to replace the trackpad. As you can see, it's really cracked on this MacBook Air model A1465. I believe this is a early 2014 11-inch MacBook Air. Alright, so first thing we're going to need is the Pentalobe 1.2 or P5 screwdriver. We're going to remove all these screws. You want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and length. I put them with the flat side down in the pattern I remove them on my desk. So this triangle, or sorry, the rectangle shape. All right. I am still doing these repairs with my broken clavicle. My collarbone broke. I was riding the wheel and I hit a traffic cone. All right, so hopefully you guys appreciate these videos. If this video helps you, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others, and consider contributing to the channel or donating. Alright, so that I can continue making these kinds of videos. Okay, so we're going to remove all the 4 here, the 4 near the hinge, and then the 2 here. So 10 screws total on the bottom. Alright, if it's like the other models, we're going to only need a Pentalobe, sorry, a Torx or T5 screwdriver. Alright, so this, the Pentalobe screwdriver, and then a Torx screwdriver. Alright, so we got all those screws out. I'm going to switch over to the Torx T5 screwdriver. We're going to pull the cover out from the back here, just like that. There's some clips. It's pretty dirty inside, so I'm actually going to clean this up, and then I'll be back. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. Let me close this up. Alright, so I just loosened up the dust a little bit and then used an electric blower to blow it out. There's still quite a bit of stuff stuck on there, but it's stuck really good, so I'm going to just leave it. Alright, now we're going to disconnect the battery. So to disconnect the battery, you just pull up here. So there's this black tab. Let me see if I can zoom in to show this better. Okay, so you got this tab here. You just got to lift that up on both sides, just like that. Alright. Sorry, I know my hand got in the way. Alright, once you disconnect the battery, you want to open it up and then press and hold the power button for 10 to 15 seconds. This will drain any power, so that way when you go through and disconnect some components, there's a lot less risk that you'll cause any accidental damage. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we're going to remove the battery. So let's zoom out a little bit. So to remove the battery, I believe it's held in with 5 screws. These are all T5, alright, so we'll remove the screw in this corner. Okay, again, keep the screws in order because they are different size, shape, and lengths. Alright, get this screw out. Get the middle screw. Okay, and then get the 2 screws at the bottom. Just like that. Alright, once you got all these screws out, we're going to lift the battery out. So just lift it up wherever you can grab it. And we'll just pull this out and set this aside. Okay, so that's the battery. Alright, so here you can see the trackpad. It's held in place with these screws here. So to remove it, let's see here. I believe we're going to take out these upper ones. So I think these are actually PH or JIS 0 screws. So we're going to get a PH or JIS 0 screwdriver. Okay, we're going to disconnect these cables. So these have little latches. Let me zoom in so you can kind of see that better. All right, so flip up this latch. Once you flip the latch up, you can go ahead, grab the cable, and you can pull this out. The keyboard cable is a little bit more tricky. You kind of have to push this forward here like that so it bows outwards a little bit. Right, get in between. There is an adhesive holding this part of the cable to squish together, so it's a little bit tricky, but underneath there's a latch here. We're going to go ahead and flip that latch up as well. Okay, so get in between the cable there and flip that latch up. You want to be very careful with this cable because if you damage this cable, then your keyboard isn't going to work anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip that latch up. I can't tell if it's flipped up or not. It's hard to see. Let me see here. Okay, it's hard to see this with one camera. You can try using like one of these kinds of tools. Oops, let me show you here. So you can use like one of these little pick tools to help lift it up, but you want to be careful that you don't accidentally break the latch. Well, actually, since we're replacing the trackpad, then it's okay because we're removing that. All right, once you get that latch up, I don't know if you can see it, but the latch is up now because you can see the exposed pins. Then you can actually go ahead and pull the keyboard cable out just like that. Okay, we're going to use the PH0 or JAS0 screwdriver and remove the 6 screws along the top here. Right, we will have to eventually remove all of them to transfer this metal bracket over, but to remove the trackpad, we're just going to remove the 6 here. Okay. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now that we got all those screws out, what we're going to do, we're going to lift the trackpad up. You can do that by, let me zoom out here. Okay, you can do that by opening up the MacBook and then push from the bottom here. Make sure you don't damage the cables, move them out of the way. There we go. And then once you lift it up, you can actually slide this part of the trackpad through. There we go. So here's the broken trackpad. You can actually see the crack through the aluminum foil in the, if the light is angled correct. All right, and move that out of the way. So now we got this trackpad. We're going to get the replacement trackpad. Actually, the replacement trackpad has the metal brackets already attached. So depending on whether yours has the metal brackets attached or not, you might not have to transfer these over. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. We don't need to transfer it over, so we're going to go ahead and put the new trackpad in. So just like the opposite, we're going to slide this in, get these little extended out parts lined up over there. Make sure to push the keyboard and other cables through. All right, drop it down into place, just like that. And then we'll take the 6 screws that we took out and put them back. I'm going to loosely fit the screws first because sometimes they don't go in, the trackpad's not aligned properly. So I'll show you how to make sure to keep the trackpad aligned. All right, so right now I'm just loosely fitting the screws. I'm not tightening them down all the way. Just like this. All right, now we got all 6 screws in. They're just loosely fitted again. We're gonna flip the thing over. And as you can see here, you can actually move this around slightly. So this is what I mean. It's you're gonna have to want to align this. So if you just pull it straight down, it's not gonna be centered. So you kind of want to try and get it as centered as possible. This could be a little tricky. It's not too important, but I kind of like to try and get it as centered as possible. To do that, I get 2 pieces of tape, and I keep these pieces of tape anyways. I fold it over an edge so that it has this little tab that I can use to peel it back up. All right, so anyways, we're gonna get this lined up, stick that piece of tape on it. All right, just like that. Get the other piece of tape and do the same thing with the other side. Okay. And then you want to look over the top and make sure that it looks centered. Okay. If it's not centered, then you can move it around. The lighting kind of makes it a little tricky to tell if it's centered, but it looks good. So now we're going to go ahead and tighten down these 6 screws. Okay, you can tighten the outside ones first, just to make sure it doesn't move around. And then you can go ahead and do the other 4. All right. All right, there we go. Got all those screws back in. Okay, make sure to check. It looks like it doesn't click. That's kind of weird. So I'm gonna have to check that. Maybe the screw here is bad. Okay, so sometimes the screw in here is too loose. And so we're gonna have to adjust that. Let me see, I forgot what size screw that is because I don't move that often. Is it T5? Let's try a T6 just to be safe. Okay, it is a T5 screw. So we're going to use the T5 screwdriver and we're going to adjust the screw here and see if we can get it to have a clicking feeling. So right now it's not clicking. Okay, so as I click it, as I tighten it, here you can see now it's making the clicking feeling. And that's how you know you did it right. Flip it over and then test it. All right. Looks good. Okay. All right, now we're gonna flip these latches back up and get these cables back in. Okay, it's a little bit difficult at this weird angle because I'm trying to record so you guys can see, but hold it in whatever angle makes it easier for you. There we go. Make sure this latches up, of course, as well. This cable, to do it, you kind of have to get it lined up at an angle like this, and then as you kind of fold it down, it should drop into place. It's a little bit tricky. I don't know if I'll be able to show this on camera, but just get the thing lined up there. Okay, you kind of have to have it slightly raised up, and then as you lower this extended part down, it should go into place. If it doesn't go into place, you might have to lift it back up and then try again. As you can see, it's having a little bit of an issue. Make sure dust doesn't go in there. Okay. Again, this part is a bit tricky, but just keep working at it. You should eventually be able to get it to line up. I might have to do this off camera because it's hard to do it at this weird angle. I mean, hopefully you guys get the idea. Let me get all this dust out. Okay. There we go. All right, once you get that in properly, again, you're gonna have to push this up so that you can get your finger in there, and then just slide your finger over the latch so that way it locks back down into place. All right, now we're going to get the battery back in. Okay, drop that into place. Make sure that's lined up, push that down, and we'll put back the T5 or Torx 5 screws for the battery. Just like this. There we go. And that's pretty much all there is to it. To replace the trackpad, I'm just going to put the bottom cover back on now. It's always a good idea to do a PRAM and SMC reset after changing hardware components on the MacBooks. So I'm going to show you that as well. We'll put this cover back on. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and switch back to the Pentalobe 1.2 or P5 screwdriver. Get these screws back in, of course. Hopefully the customer left these batteries charged. Otherwise, I'm going to have to charge this up before I can do the PRAM and SMC reset. So we'll see. Oh, it doesn't really need to be charged up, but I'm going to have to plug it in. And right now my charger is being used on another MacBook. There we go. Alright, and that's pretty much it other than the PRAM and SMC reset, so I'll show that in a bit. If this video helped you guys, please like and subscribe. Again, share my channel with others so that they can also learn how to fix their computers. Let's go ahead and do the PRAM and SMC reset. Okay. So SMC reset, if you're curious what they do, you can look it up online. But basically it resets the settings for the hardware components and things like that. It won't delete any of your data. Control Option Shift on the left side and then press the power button. If you have the charger in and it's orange, it should go to green and then back to orange. That's how you know you did the SMC reset properly. Now we're going to do a PRAM reset. So push the power button and then Command Option P and R, hold that down. All right. If the computer does have battery power, it should boot up and then it should chime. The screen should shut off and then it should chime a second time. And that's how you know you did the PRAM reset properly. So there we go, it's turning on. I'm gonna keep holding it. The screen just flashed off. The screen's also broken, but the customer decided because it's only broken a little bit at the top to leave it as is. So after you see the screen shut off, you can let go of the buttons and you'll see it restarts itself. And that's how you know you did the PRAM reset properly. So here you can see that screen is broken, but it worked. So we're gonna test the trackpad. the keyboard worked, and the keyboard is connected to the trackpad, so that means it's at least sending the signal over, so we know for sure that that's good. But we're gonna wait for it to boot up and then make sure. I'm gonna use the trackpad to shut it down, just so I know for sure that the trackpad is working 100%. Alright, but that's pretty much all there is to this. Hopefully this video helped you guys again. Please like, subscribe, share my channel with others. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Alright, it worked. Let's shut it down, and the click worked. So we're good to go. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Bye.